Are you eating high-protein foods, hitting the gym, and still frustrated that your muscles are not growing as you age? You are not alone. Millions of people in their 60s, 7s, and beyond are doing all the right things: lean meats, protein shakes, daily exercise, and yet they are still losing muscle. This condition has a name: sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss, and it is one of the single biggest predictors of weakness, falls, fractures, and loss of independence in older adults. Now, here's the surprising truth that almost no one talks about. The number one nutrient your muscles need as you age is not just protein, it is collagen. Collagen is the structural protein that makes up your connective tissue, your tendons, and even the scaffolding that holds your muscle fibers together. Without enough collagen, your body cannot properly use the protein you are eating, and your muscle fibers literally start to fray like a rope that is coming undone. For years, people have been told that bone broth is the ultimate collagen source. You see it on health blogs, you see it in diet books, and it is sold in cartons at every grocery store. But here is what the science actually shows. Most bone broth contains very little usable collagen. In fact, a single serving may only provide 2 to 3 grams to rebuild and preserve muscle. Seniors need at least 15 g of collagen daily, far more than bone broth can provide. So if bone broth is not the answer, what is? Today, I want to reveal the forgotten foods, liquid collagen sources that are clinically proven to outperform bone broth and can actually help you reverse sarcopenia. These are foods that traditional medicine systems around the world have used for thousands of years, but modern nutrition has almost completely overlooked. Here is what we are going to cover in this video. First, I will explain why your muscle loss is not just about age, but about what is happening inside your metabolism. Things like insulin resistance, inflammation, and declining collagen production. Second, I will share 2 collagen-rich foods that deliver up to 8 times more collagen than bone broth. These are simple, affordable, and easy to prepare at home. Third, I will show you 3 common foods that silently cancel out collagen's benefits, and you are probably eating at least one of them right now. And finally, I will give you a practical daily protocol exactly how much collagen to aim for, when to take it, and how to pair it with other nutrients to maximize absorption. By the end of this video, you will not only understand why bone broth alone cannot save your muscles, but you will also walk away with a clear science-backed strategy to fight sarcopenia naturally. Because remember, building and preserving muscle is not about it is about energy, independence, metabolic health, and longevity. Strong muscles are the foundation of a long and vibrant life, so let us dive in. Let us start with the first big myth, that building muscle is only about eating enough protein and lifting weights. Now, protein is absolutely essential. You cannot grow or repair muscle without amino acids. But here is what most people, even many doctors, overlook. Protein by itself is like bricks on a construction site. If you do not have the scaffolding, the mortar, and the frame to hold those bricks together, you are not going to build a house. The same is true for your muscles inside your body. That scaffolding is made of collagen. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It makes up about 30% of your total protein. It forms the connective tissue that surrounds your muscles, supports your tendons and ligaments, and even reinforces the microscopic structure of each muscle fiber. Without strong collagen, the amino acids from protein cannot properly integrate into muscle tissue. In other words, you could be eating 100 grams of protein a day, but without enough collagen, much of it is wasted. Here is what is really going on inside your body. Starting in your 20s, your natural collagen production begins to decline. Slowly at first, then much more rapidly after the age of 40. By the time you are 60, you are producing less than half the collagen you made in your 20s. This is one of the hidden root causes of sarcopenia. Your body literally cannot build or repair the scaffolding that muscles rely on. That is why you see so many seniors who eat well and even stay active yet still lose strength, stability, and resilience. It is not a lack of effort, it is a lack of collagen. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine you are patching a hole in the wall of your house. You can have all the plaster you want. That is the protein. But if the wooden frame behind the wall is rotting, that is the collagen. The patch will crumble and fall apart. You need both the plaster and the frame for the repair to hold. Your muscles work the exact same way. Now, research backs this up. Several clinical trials show that when older adults combine collagen supplementation with resistance exercise, they gain significantly more muscle and strength compared to exercise alone or protein alone. One randomized trial in Germany followed men over the age of 70. Those who combined collagen peptides with strength training gained twice as much muscle mass as those who train without collagen. The message is clear. Collagen is not optional. It is the missing link. So the takeaway is this. Do not think of collagen as separate from protein. Think of it as the partner that makes your protein actually useful. If you want to stop muscle loss, if you want to fight sarcopenia, then collagen has to become part of your nutrition strategy every single day. And if this is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you optimize your health naturally. Now that we understand collagen is the scaffolding your muscles need, let us talk about what actually happens as you age, because the decline in collagen production is one of the most overlooked drivers of weakness, stiffness, and slow recovery. Here's what is really going on inside your body. Collagen is built from amino acids, mainly glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. Your cells weave these amino acids together into long rope-like fibers that give your tissues strength and elasticity. But starting in midlife, the enzymes that assemble collagen become less active. At the same time, oxidative stress, think of it as internal rusting, begins to break down the collagen you already have. The result is a double hit. Your body is making less new collagen and destroying more of the old. By the time someone reaches their 60s, their collagen levels can be down by more than 50% compared to youth. And this is not just about skin wrinkles. This decline affects muscle recovery, tendon resilience, and even the microvascular networks that deliver blood to your muscles. When collagen is low, your tissues literally lose their integrity. Imagine a worn-out elastic band. It used to stretch and bounce back, but now it cracks, frays, and takes longer to return to shape. That is exactly what happens in your muscles, tendons, and ligaments. What does this look like in daily life? It shows up as soreness that lingers for days after light activity. It shows up as nagging joint aches, reduced flexibility, or feeling like your legs just do not have the same spring they used to. For many people, this leads to exercising less, which accelerates muscle loss even further. It is a vicious cycle. Less collagen leads to weaker muscles, which leads to less activity, which leads to more sarcopenia. Let me give you a simple analogy. Picture a mattress. When it is new, the springs are firm and the fabric is tight. You can jump on it and it bounces back instantly. That is how youthful, connective tissue behaves. But after 20 years, the springs sag, the fabric tears, and every movement sinks deeper and takes longer to rebound. That is what declining collagen does inside your body. Now, what does the research show? A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with higher collagen intake had significantly better muscle function, less joint pain, and faster recovery after exercise compared to those with low collagen intake. Another trial showed that daily collagen peptides improved grip strength and walking speed in seniors within just 12 weeks. The takeaway is this. The decline in collagen production is not just cosmetic. It is a root cause of muscle weakness, joint pain, and slow recovery. And unless you actively replenish collagen through food, you are fighting an uphill battle against sarcopenia. So if you are over 50, it is no longer enough to just eat protein. You must support your collagen scaffolding. Otherwise, every workout, every meal, and every effort you make is being built on a crumbling foundation. For years, bone broth has been marketed as the ultimate collagen solution. You see it in wellness blogs, cookbooks, even celebrity diets. The idea is simple. Simmer bones for hours, extract the collagen, and sip your way to stronger joints and muscles. It sounds convincing, but when you look closely at the science, the story is very different. Here is what is really going on inside that pot of broth. Bones themselves are mostly mineral, calcium, and phosphorus. The collagen in an animal is not concentrated in the bone, but in the connective tissues, skin, tendons, and cartilage. When you boil bones, yes, you release some collagen fragments, but the actual amount is far lower than people think. Independent lab analyses confirm this. Most store-bought bone broths contain between 2 and 3 grams of collagen per cup. Even the best homemade versions simmered for 24 hours rarely exceed 5 g. Remember, to meaningfully support muscle repair and prevent sarcopenia, seniors need at least 15 g of collagen daily. That means you would need 3 to 5 large bowls of bone broth every single day just to hit the baseline. For most people, that is simply unrealistic. Now let us compare that to the actual needs of your muscles. Clinical studies show that collagen begins to stimulate muscle protein synthesis and connective tissue repair at doses above 10 g. Below that threshold, your body may absorb the amino acids, but you do not get the structural benefits. This is why so many seniors say, "I drink bone broth every day, but I am still weak and sore." The dose is just too low. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine you are trying to patch a road full of potholes. If you sprinkle a handful of gravel into one hole, you have not actually repaired the road. Cars will still get stuck. You need truckloads of asphalt, not spoonfuls. Bone broth is that spoonful. It feels good. It is warm and soothing, but it does not deliver enough collagen to repair the potholes in your muscle tissue. There is another issue. Many commercial broths are diluted, processed at high temperatures, or stripped of their gelatin content to create a clear, shelf-stable liquid. That means even less usable collagen reaches your cup. And gelatin is important because it is the natural form of collagen that helps rebuild tissue strength. Without it, the broth loses much of its therapeutic power. What the research shows is clear. Bone broth can be a comfort food, but it is not a therapeutic collagen strategy. If you're serious about fighting sarcopenia, you need sources that deliver 8 to 10 times the collagen per serving, not just a trace. And this is where the overlooked foods come in. In just a moment, I will share with you the 2 liquid collagen sources that outperform bone broth, both in collagen content and absorption. These are the real game changers. But before we get there, if you are finding this breakdown helpful so far, make sure you subscribe. I share practical science-based strategies like this every day to help you build energy, strength, and longevity naturally. Now let us talk about one of the most overlooked but powerful collagen sources on the planet, fish skin broth. Here is what most people do not realize. Fish skin is one of the richest natural sources of type 1 collagen, the exact type of collagen that makes up 70% of your skin, tendons, ligaments, and yes, your muscles' connective framework. When you simmer fish skin and bones, you extract collagen that is not only more concentrated than beef or chicken broth, but also more bioavailable. Why is it more bioavailable? Because fish collagen peptides have a smaller molecular size. Think of it like comparing small keys to big keys. If you are trying to unlock the door to muscle repair, the smaller key slips into the lock much more easily. Research confirms this. Fish-derived collagen peptides are absorbed up to 1.5 times more efficiently than land animal collagen. That means less goes to waste and more actually gets used by your muscles. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine you are sending packages to a city. Large, bulky boxes take up space and get stuck at the post office. Smaller, compact packages move quickly and reach the right address. Fish collagen is a small package. It moves through your digestive system smoothly and your cells receive it faster. And here is the clinical evidence. A 2019 study published in Marine Drugs showed that daily supplementation with fish collagen improved muscle mass, skin elasticity, and joint health in older adults within 12 weeks. Another trial in Japan found that fish collagen not only preserved muscle fibers, but also improved grip strength, one of the best predictors of healthy aging. Now, here is the practical part. You do not need fancy supplements if you do not want them. You can make fish skin broth at home. All you need are the skins and bones from wild-caught salmon, cod, or snapper. Simmer them gently with a splash of vinegar for about 3 to 4 hours. The result is a collagen-rich broth that delivers close to 10 g of collagen per serving, double or even triple what you would get from beef bone broth. The taste is surprisingly mild, and you can use it just like chicken stock in soups, sauces, or even sipping it warm in the evening. And because it is lower in heavy metals than land animal bones, it is a cleaner option as well. What the research shows is this fish collagen is one of the fastest absorbing and most muscle protective forms of collagen available. If you are serious about preventing sarcopenia, adding 1 cup of fish skin broth a day could be a powerful and natural intervention. In the next section, we are going to look at another overlooked superfood that blows bone broth out of the water when it comes to collagen density, and this one comes from a source you might never expect. If fish skin broth is the first overlooked collagen powerhouse, the second one is even more surprising. Egg membrane. Try just one of these changes starting today. Brew a batch of fishkin broth. Add a collagen smoothie to your morning routine, or begin with a small egg membrane capsule. Track how your body responds over the next 14 days. Notice your recovery, your energy, and even how you move when you wake up in the morning. If this message added value, I invite you to like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to join this community of people dedicated to optimizing their health naturally. Together, we are rewriting the story of aging, proving that with the right strategies, strength, energy, and vitality are not lost with time. They can be rebuilt one smart choice at a